Welcome back to Ma'am Jessa's class. Samahan niyo kong muli na mag-aral ng math lesson in this video.
In this video, we will discuss Introduction to Quadratic Function. So, the objectives of this lesson, the learner should be able to define quadratic function, model real-life situations using quadratic function, represent quadratic function using table of values, graph, and equation. Many real-world problems can be solved using quadratic function. One type of problem involves objects subjected to gravity. Their paths are parabolas because what goes up must come down. I want you to watch this video that shows real-life situation that involves quadratic function. So those are situations that involve quadratic function because what goes up must come down. So what is quadratic function? Quadratic function is a second-degree polynomial y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, wherein a, b, and c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. So, second-degree polynomial, it means the highest exponent is 2. And as you can see, it has two variables, x and y. And a, or yung value ng a natin, ay hindi pwedeng maging 0. It can be also written in the form f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So, anong napalitan lang? Yung y. Instead of y, naging f of x, but still this is a quadratic function. Quadratic function as equation. So here are examples of equations of quadratic function. We have y is equal to x squared minus 1. We have y is equal to negative 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. We have y is equal to x squared plus 7x plus 10. As you can see, the highest exponent is 2. And yung mga y nila, it can also be written as f of x. So here are quadratic function na sa unang tingin ay hindi quadratic function. But if you do the FOIL method or yung tinatawag nating special products, no? Yung y is equal to x minus 2 times x minus 3, kapag Pinoil method natin, magiging y is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 6. So, the highest exponent is 2. And we have another example, y is equal to square of binomial x minus 1 plus 1. If you do the square of binomial, we will have an equation of y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 2. Quadratic function as a graph. The graph of quadratic function is a parabola or what we call the U-shape. This is the reason why it is also called parabolic function. it has a vertex wherein the graph changes direction, or the vertex is the turning point of the graph. If the value of A is greater than 0, meaning positive ang value ng A, we have, for example, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, our graph opens upward and the vertex is located here. This is also the minimum point of the graph. If the value of A is less than 0, meaning negative ang value ng ating A, like negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, so on and so forth, our graph opens downward. And yung vertex, makikita nyo doon. And this is the maximum point of the graph. No? Did you know that there are parabolic shapes in real life? Here are some of the examples. So those are structures that show parabolic shape. Quadratic function as table of values. We have table of values x and y. We have x values negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And y values are 24, 12, 3, negative 3, and negative 6. Let us find the first difference in y, or the difference in y. We have negative 6 minus negative 3, we have negative 3. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. 3 minus 12 is negative 9. 12 minus 24 is negative 12. This is what we call the first difference in y. Let us find the second difference. We have negative 3 minus negative 6, we have 3. Negative 6 minus negative 9, we have 3. And negative 9 minus negative 12, we have 3. This is what we call the second difference in y. Kindly observe another table of values, x and y. So the values of x are negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and 1. And the values of y are 5, 0, negative 3, negative 4, and negative 3. Let us find again the difference in y. Negative 3 minus negative 4, we have 1. Negative 4 minus negative 3, we have negative 1. Negative 3 minus 0, we have negative 3. 0 minus 5, we have negative 5. This is again the first difference in y. Let us find again the second difference. 1 minus negative 1, we have 2. Negative 1 minus negative 3 is 2. Negative 3 minus negative 5, we have 2. And this is again the second difference in y. What do you observe in the second difference? Yes, pare-pareho ang ating second difference. No? So therefore, the table of values is a quadratic function if the second difference is constant. So, ibig sabihin, para masabi natin na ang table of values ay quadratic function, kapag nakuha natin yung second difference nila, second difference in y, kapag pare-pareho yon, it means the table of values is a quadratic function.